Welcome back, guys, to another episode. We're going to be working on the patrol today. Here we have new delivery from Superior Engineering. Hyperflex radius arms. Comes with drop boxes and the arms that actually go to the diff, some spacers and all the bolts you need. So we have drop boxes in here which get sandwiched between this cross member. So the plate up in there. So you need to remove these four on this side. We're going to do one side at a time. Then this is the actual radius arm. And then up above here is where the radius arm used to go. Up there where that bolt is, that one needs to come out as well. That's where it used to go without the drop box. So you get him out, and then the two bolts up there on the arm. And then that arm should just come out. We might have to remove that bar, this tie rod bar here, but hopefully not. When you're undoing the bolt up in here, there is actually a nut on the back. It'll just keep spinning if you don't hold it. Now we just need to push these out. You have to remove the tie rod bar to actually get the radius arm out, so don't forget to do that before you pull the bolts out. Get this rubber out from that drop box, and then he'll come out real easy. And then drop box should just come out as well. So if you're doing it with an old drop box, there's a spacer in there. You should get this with your other drop box. Just slides in there. You probably don't have to remove it because they actually give you a new one here. So this guy just needs to be put back into there. And then that all bolts up exactly the same. You've got to be careful when you're putting these in. These are offset, one of these bolts, and they're different. So one's on one side, one's the other side. The one we took off has it going to the right. And so that's this one. Put this one on this side. Alright, so this thing that I knocked out, just realized it was on the wrong side on the other one, although it didn't really matter because it had a washer on the inside that stopped it all pulling through, which is the same size. Because the idea of this, he goes in on this back side, and then when you put this plate at the front, it kind of squishes between the metal that's up here. So just make sure you do it the right way, but this had the washer last time, so it didn't actually matter. The only thing it might have done is push the diff forward a little bit, but that's not too bad. I had the crossmember supported on a piece of wood, just so it didn't drop down too far. So we're going to try to get these bolts in. Hopefully it didn't move too much. And these bolts you want to always do by hand. Seeing missing bolts, stripped bolts, too many. And I haven't even worked on that many cars. But mine still has all four good. Or 8 technically, both sides. Alright, they all went up pretty nice. Right here I actually decided to put that washer in to bring the diff forward. Just having a little trouble actually getting the bolt through the washer because it fell down past the hole. So I'm trying to go in from the back side and lift up the washer. Up behind that plate, I don't know if you can see the round thing up there, but I actually put a spacer in just to bring it forward. I'm hoping the diff comes forward a tiny bit. See on this wheel arch here, when I run into something, the wheel hits here and bends this up. And it's really annoying because mud and stuff gets stuck all in here because it just like completely seals this back section where it would normally come out. Tighten up these ones. Now we can just put the arm in. So first we're going to put these plates on, and then we're going to put it up in there. Might be easier to do it that way. With these plates, I didn't actually look up any instructions, but I'm going to say it's these two down here that go into the actual factory mounts. And from what I can tell, there's a gap that stays in the top here when you bolt this bottom one on. And that's where the factory diff mount goes in. It sits behind in between these two. And then I'm guessing the front one here sits in the middle of it. And that is probably what this space is for, just to stop it all squishing together. Let's grab this. I'm just gonna put these on for now, just lightly, just to kind of hold the plates together while I put it in. And so now let's go throw it in there. It's getting there. Well, I think that's it. Let's go bolt in from the outside. There we go, through the whole way. Now let's try to do the front. Second thought, it might be easier to do it without these plates on. I'm going to throw the bolt in the front one just to hold the front of the plate up. Make it a little easier to do this. I'm going to try to align it. I think. There we're good. Through the whole way. Pull the front bolt out. Go. Put the guy in the middle. Now we just need that spacer that I left all the way out there. So that's what it looks like. So the factory mount goes in between, and then this goes up in between the mount on the front. Might be easier to do the front one first and then come back to him. Now we just need to get the middle guy in. Probably can just jack it. Alright, as you can see, just put a block under the diff there, and that actually jacked it up enough. So now when we lower it, should be all fine. So now we just need to do up all those 4 bolts, 3 up there, 1 on the back, and that first arm is done. And just do the same on the other side. There we go, guys. Both of them are in. Looking nice. Don't worry about that cable there. The next video is probably going to be going out and seeing how she goes with them, seeing if it flex anymore. One little thing that I found, which is more than a little thing, but you can probably see that shock kind of a little bent at the bottom there. So it must have landed on something perfectly to have bent that, because it's kind of like tucked up underneath everything. Yeah, somehow bent it. So I was planning on getting new shocks anyway, getting some longer ones, maybe some remote res. But, I mean, it's still holding on. Yeah, let's see how they go. Didn't actually film an outro for this video, but I hope you enjoyed it. The next episode's going to be going to Menai. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like button and subscribe. Until next time, see ya.